for experience points. We'll call that that action there a break in an episode. So 1 experience point, and we're not going to use them at this point, but obviously did the PC participate? Yes. I will get +1 anytime they participate in an action, and I'm going to dole these out in between segments. Sometimes segments go longer, sometimes they'll be shorter. Did the individual follow his or her moral code despite risk? Well, the moral code is my moral evil is natural. Basically, he's going to follow an evil, like he's natural evil. It didn't really come up, so we won't even give +1 for that. We'll just stick with the participation. Risks for the dream. His dream is king me. He basically wants to be king. I don't think that factored in here as well. It wasn't like he was maneuvering on that. Travel at least 1 hex. Yes. So there's another +1. We're at 2. Overcome danger. Oh yeah, +1. I like the getting out with the flag. At least it's going to cause a pause. His vehicle's weird. He gets a little lit up warning. Quite honestly, if Apache dumped a couple rounds in front of you as some kind of warning, they're probably not looking to destroy you anyway at that point in time, but running would be bad. So I like the idea that the flag got whipped up and he crawled toward it, recovered it, folded it up, and the Apache took off. So that's a good +1 and risk life for a buddy. Since he's his own best friend and I like the crawling and flag folding, I'm going to give him a +1 for that. So we're going to give for this round a +4 XP. I may be way off on how I'm doing the XP, but I kind of like that reasoning that was in there. I think there were some good things going on. The day has not ended. That was the encounter for the shift. But I will pause right there, and when we come back with the next one, he'll be arriving back at the hospital. We're still following the code from the 48 Laws of Power. Law 39 is still in effect. I'll get a feel for how I'm going to replace that as we go, but it's still part of the same day, which, for a reminder, Law 39 is stir up waters to catch fish. The overall goal being to stay calm while making his enemies angry so that he can take advantage of that. That is, he'll get a +1 to his experience if he can stick to, follow that, or make that happen, and I'll be trying to do that as one of the main goals of using this Machiavellian book with this character. All right, so Krieg's back at his base of operations, Jikanka, again, the name spelled up here, part of Nizhno, has just a skeleton crew there on staff. His contractors were out doing, I don't even know what they were out doing, but they were assigned to stuff during Operation Reset as well, and they are also out of communication. So the entire front has been a bust. Everybody's on their own, including Krieg and his skeleton crew of 8 that are still at his hospital there. It's not fenced in. He does have a small crew that are there as kind of guards, gunmen. There's a few clerks that are there, but I'm saying only 8 of them. They would normally respond to him. I guess we'll start with that first, see how that goes. He's returned. He's just cached some personal survival gear, money, food, and I think his first decision is, does he sit and hold this hospital? For what purpose, I don't know. Or does he bug out himself? And if so, how is that in line with his goal of king me? I think he's going to try to see if he can hold the hospital and rally his 8 people that are around him. So he calls in his main supervisor that's there, and he says, let's see. Well, let me see. How does that go? Again, we'll go with just the binary. So if it's a red card, although they're not colored, it is a Queen of Spades. I don't think you can see that, but a Queen of Spades. So that means it does not go well. He brings in his lead supervisor, says, hey, my plan is we're going to hold here. I think we can use this as a base of operations, and I would like to have an anchor for any of the other operators or any of the other contractors that are out there that were engaged in different types of operations to have a base to come home to. His lead supervisor, Miller, made that up. Miller says, no way, boss. There's only 8 of us here and you. This is the city of we're down to roughly 40-some thousand, but you got refugees pouring into here. We don't have enough to hold this spot. We got to, jump in with whatever military units are around here and bug out. As far as we know, the entire Russian military is coming in. It's interesting. So I'm going to try to use this stir up the waters, catch the fish, stay calm, make the enemies angry. Perfect. Krieg looks at him, says, Miller, what? You're a coward? You yellow belly? What are you afraid of? We can do well here. Miller's not a coward. He's battle tested. It's a reason he's a supervisor. He used to be in the special operations community. Not sure at this point which one. We'll put SOC in here. He had retired from that with combat experience and been hired for a good amount of money to be a contractor for PMGM. So he bristles. He's well armed himself, but he bristles at being called a coward and starts to get pissed off. Meeting my stir up the waters, catch fish. And he says, I'm not a coward. I'm just a realist. There's only 9 of us here with you. We've got no heavy equipment. The strongest thing we've got is your armored vehicle, and we've got a few armored Suburbans that we can get out of here on. We need to pack up what we got, jump in with these military folks that are still in town, and I don't know, maybe we should head to Germany. Who knows? Where's the military going? And Krieg says, cowardice. If you're scared, you leave now. I don't want you infecting the rest of the troops. We've got our guys out in harm's way, and I want to make sure we maintain a base of operations for them to come back to. But if you're scared, go on, get out of here. Go on. Miller's about ready to come over the desk. He's not scared. There's no doubt that Miller could physically take Krieg. Krieg's a little older. He hasn't seen as much combat time. He's armed, but Miller's about ready to lose it. Not too many people can make these threats or allegations against him and survive. It's razor thin edge, and Krieg says, why don't you turn this anger into something positive? And Miller's just steaming and doesn't say anything. He's like, why don't you go to the military base, find out what their plan is. It's only 20 minutes away further in town. But while you're there, if you decide you want to stick with me, you can join them. Join them. Run wherever they're running. But if you decide you're going to stay with me, why don't you see what you can get, what they're leaving behind, and bring it back? Your call. I'm not here to force you one way or the other. You want to jump in with them and flee and run? Go on. Get. Miller looks at him, reasons it, figures, all right, it's still his option. He'll go. He'll go to that base, and he'll get a lay of the land, and he's going to determine exactly what was offered to him. So I'm going to flip the card. Now, if he doesn't come back, it'll be a black card. If it's a red card, he's going to come back and he's going to have some kind of equipment. It's a spade. He leaves and he does not come back. We don't see him again, so he clearly decides to throw in his lot with whatever military power is there. Probably better than the, well, counting Krieg, the 8 people he's leaving behind, he's probably joining a big group. So Miller is currently, he's gone. Who knows? He may show up again later, and he may, who knows what will happen, but gone, not to be seen for a while. Okay. Now that is interesting. I was actually hoping he'd come back and have maybe, I don't know, I was going to flip another card and see if he came back with a nice vehicle or some rockets, laws, who knows. But he did not come back. It's real easy. Krieg grabs the, well, who's he going to pull in? So he had a preset supervisor. The rest of his contractors, there are a couple clerks. He's not bringing the clerks in. The clerks just look scared as hell, and a couple of them are, one of them's still doing paperwork like that matters. But he's letting them just do their thing. So he's got, 5 other guys that are present. And, well, this is easy. He'll grab, he thinks the one that's got the most machismo, and he sends for him. So let's make this a rested night. There's no return. It's the next day, and the guys are still doing their guard duty, but it's clear that Miller's not coming back, so he brings in kind of the brutish, thuggish fella named Pacheco. Pacheco. American contractor, so again, SOC or Special Operations Command type stuff. He's been hired, he's been working for PMGM for a while, but not quite as intelligent, definitely brutish, thuggish, tough, military experience, and he gives them basically the same spiel. Says, hey, we're going to make it do here. We're staying here. Pacheco himself is even a little bit like, boss, there's only 8 of us and 2 of them are clerks. These guys, these clerks aren't, they're barely even, what are they going to do? Fight with a pencil? And Krieg lays into him and says, hey, Miller's already gone yellow. He bailed. I sent him over there to see if he could get some material, find out where they're going, get us some intel. He obviously ain't coming back. Are you going to go yellow belly the same way? Pacheco is like, hell no. Hell no. And he's like, well, I think we got to set up a base of operations for our other guys that are still out there. They know they can get back here, that we've got a place for them to stay. We've got some food, we got ammo, we got shelter. I'm not bailing on them. Are you? And Pacheco's like, hell no, sir, I ain't bailing on them. And he's like, all right, I'm going to flip the card though. He says, hey, you head off to this base. If you run across Miller, fine. But find out where the Army's heading. And that way we at least know. But if you can lay your hands on equipment here, anything that'll help us out moving forward, do it. If you need a hand, come on back here, and we'll send more your way. So to show this, because I think that worked pretty good, even who he selected, I'm going to draw 3 of these. And if they're all black, then Pacheco's not coming back. But I wanted to weight the odds. I think that's a pretty good scenario. And he's using stir up the waters, catch the fish. And we've got a diamond, a heart, and a spade. So, success. I'm going to flip another card and look at the number. The higher the number, the better the option of picking up some gear. The lower the number, he comes back with like a law rocket or something that he was able to grab onto our carton MREs. We'll see. If he's got a higher number, it may be something that I get the whole, the clerks and everybody else. Hey, we're going to go, there's a warehouse full of stuff that's been abandoned. We're going to go get it. But let's see. So we're just looking at the number here. Wow, we've got an ace. This is the ace of diamond buying and selling. Now again, we're not worried about the buying and selling. An ace is phenomenal. Pacheco actually comes back. I like this. Pacheco drives back in, what does he do? He drives back with an armored Humvee. So now I'm at risk of giving my troops way too much stuff here right off the bat, but who knows how this is going to go. An armored Humvee. Well, would they be getting this many vehicles, or would they be out and about? All right, no armored Humvee. I think they would have bugged out. If they had armored Humvees, that would be with the military if they were bugging out. But there would be plenty of deuce and a halves running around. So 2.5 ton truck. He comes back with a deuce and a half, and he's got a couple crates of weapons and ammo. And he says, Krieg, man, they are bugging out. They're getting out of there as quick as they can. I was literally able to grab a deuce, throw a couple weapons crates and some ammo in the back. There is warehouses there that are just loaded with stuff. And it's ours for the taking. Completely ours for the taking. Boom, Krieg calls in to rally, gets the clerks in. There's 8 of them total. They offload a couple crates, and he says, hey, I'm leaving two of the gun hands there. Hold this spot. We're taking, the rest of us are going. So all 6 of us are headed back up there in this deuce and a half. We're going to load it to the gills. If we can get some extra vehicles, we're going to get some extra vehicles. We got a warehouse to pick. And off they go. All right, let me stop that right there, the warehouse to pick. That'll be the pickup area. Let me catch us up on what we were able to do. Participate, of course. He's got a +1. So we'll just do the 1. Follow his moral code despite risk. Yeah, there was a little risk when he was pushing Miller. So we'll go ahead and make that a second achievement, experience achievement. Risk for his dream. King me. Well, we're looking at turning this hospital maybe into a big old base. That'll be an option. So, yes, and I did not, I had a whole different thought that I'll explore later on where I thought this campaign was going to go, but that's all right. We are where we are. Travel at least 1 hex. Nope, we did not do that. Overcome danger. Yeah, I think we overcame some danger from Miller. Risk life for a buddy. Well, again, I would say he is his own best friend, but I'm not going to give him a +1 for that. I think he'll almost always miss that one. I can't see him forming a buddy. So this is another +4 on experience. That's what he got last time as well. Totally different experience. So where we will pick up is with them showing up at a base that is in a bit of chaos. Still the same day, still be using Law 39, stir up the waters and catch the fish. But let me pause here.